Hello everyone, good evening. How are you all? Am I audible to you guys? Okay, let's go. I'll just have a quick look at the chat and so we'll start with it. I'll not take much time. It's day 3 today and I'm sure that we need to get to our session for today. So I'll just take a little while. As always, I'll give you a reminder of the current giveaway that we are going through. Just it's the usual. Take some screenshots of the session, then post up a summary and put it on LinkedIn. We've had quite a few entries up till now, but I just want to give you a reassurance. We are not looking into any specific metrics like how much the reach has gone or anything. If we just like the content of your post, we just are very impressed by your post, we'll just you are the winner. Okay, so you don't need to keep in mind these kinds of things and take it okay. Audible. Yeah, sir. The mentor video is stunning in mid of session. Okay. So, okay. So that was it. That is a reminder. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on support@letsupgrade.in. If you want, I'll put it in the chat. You can reach out to us for any queries related, and if you have questions related to placements and all, you can reach out to us. Any question, anything you feel as irrelevant you think, you can reach out to us. Anything, you reach out to us. Okay, so that is it from my side. I'll just I'll pass this on to Gauravdeep sir. Sir, you can take it from here.
Sure. All right. Hi, everyone. I hope I am audible. You all can hear me. So there will be a little bit of echo. I am pretty sure that might be because currently I'm sitting in an empty room. So there are some repairs and upgrades going on in my current place where I live, right? So the room is pretty empty, just the table and the bed. So there might be some echo. But still, I want to take some feedback from you that what's the sound check like? Are you able to hear it? Yeah, yesterday my video might be freezing, probably because of internet. No other bug that I can think of. That's the only reason. And yeah, I was aware of it. All right. Hi, Mukesh. Hi, everyone. Okay, so Anjana is mentioning that the voice is okay. It's pretty fine to watch. Cool, it's good. That's good to know. All right. So we will dive straight into the NNN platform. Okay. We take up to the platform and we will, yeah, better than today's your audio. I understand. Cool. All thanks to this portable mic that I have added here just to make sure that I can reduce some echo today. Yes. So we are very well aware of how the portfolio or the workflow should look like, how should the projects look like, right? So let us first start with understanding what we are building today. So we are building, say, a smart chatbot, okay, in a way that we can upload any document to Google Drive, okay, and once we have documents uploaded there, we will create listening service, maybe something like cron job, something like that, which will, uh, after every interval, try to look into the Google Drive, okay, and see if there are any new files available. If the files are available, it will directly take the download from Google Drive, create vector chunks out of it. What is a vector database? A vector database is a type of a database in which we can store the input documents such as PDFs, text files, or any form of text. Okay, we can convert it into vector form so that any large language model such as OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Gemini, or Llama, these models can then make sense out of that data. Okay, so these models do not understand normal text; these models understand vectors only. So the idea is that we convert all our knowledge that we have, all our custom knowledge that we have into large language model compatible data. Okay, so large language models do not take up text; they take up vectors only. So the idea is that we convert our data into vector form. Manish is asking like MongoDB. Yes, MongoDB specializes in NoSQL type of database. So if we uh, try to think about types of databases, there could be a structured database, something like an Excel. Then there could be non-structured, something like audio, video, or any type of database in which the structure is not fixed. Okay, that's NoSQL. Then there could be graph network based graph databases. Then there could be vector based, which are vector databases. Now, MongoDB and PostgreSQL, they all have come up with the vector extensions, such as PG Vector for PostgreSQL. MongoDB has its own vector storage, so it is also available. And more full-fledged vector databases are like Waviate is an example, Pinecone is an example, TypeSense is an example, ChromaDB or something like that. Okay, much more examples of it. So today's session requires Llama to be downloaded? No. The thought of using different large language models has been discussed yesterday. Today's session will be completely your choice. Okay, I'll just pick up Gemini and make up a project with it. Okay, I can take up OpenAI if I want, but you all should be capable to use whatever large language model you want. Okay, so let us go ahead and I'll start off with a very fresh project. The idea is discussed. I hope we all understand what the idea is. We will use Google Drive to store documents. We will use Pinecone as our vector database to store vector embeddings. We will use one large language model as a text generation, or you can say response generation engine. And using these three verticals, we will create n8n flow, which will involve certain automations like automatically downloading a file from Google Drive and automatically using it to do chat completions, which is like a RAG chatbot. Okay. Can we use user authentication? Yes, I will show you how you can also do it. I'll also show you some ways in which you can host your solution on n8n. Okay. So that's the idea. Now, in order to give start up a new project, I'll call it custom knowledge RAG bot. Okay, since or let me call it, okay, just let's call it underscore lu underscore chatbot. Okay, just keep the name simple, and in description I'll add it chatbot which is integrated with Google Drive as custom, you can say custom knowledge source to serve as a RAG based chatbot. Okay, this is a plain description. By default, whoever is creating this project, I'm using this email ID. So you will see I am the owner of it. I'll save it. Okay, let me save this. So LU chatbot is saved. In the left section, I can use it. Okay, in this project, you will see I have no currently workflows available in it. I'll create one workflow. The very first idea would be to authenticate our Google Drive. So let's start with it. I'll start from scratch. I'll start a new project. Okay. So as discussed, n8n is quite loaded. It has many features. So just to add the very first step, it has a pre-built feature to use Google Drive. Let me search for Google Drive, and you will see here we have this Google Drive option right over here. So all the people who are following up with us, okay, who are planning to make this chatbot as a live exercise, make sure that we are all on the same page. Okay, can I get some excitement, enthusiasm, and update in the chats that uh, were you able to find this extension? All of you, were you able to find this extension? Okay, let me know that in the chat. How many of you are building live? You can just simply tell that I am building live, or I'll be coding live with you. We are building this flow together. Okay, maybe you found this extension that also works. Let us see what we get in the chats. How many are active over here? Okay. Yes, so yes, sir, I am doing it, building live. I have attached Google Drive trigger. Perfect. Yes. Ah, nice. That makes sense. ठीक है. So Many of us are doing it live. Now there are two different triggers which are available over here. Okay, one is on changes to a specific file, and one is on changing involving a specific folder. So since I want to create a folder, I'll just select this triggers. Okay, remember actions are certain tools that we can use. Triggers are something, an event driven by a logic that if this happens, then do that. So that's what triggers are. So the trigger is as soon as there is any update in the folder, let us click this. Okay, so the very first thing which will be required, now we know n10 requires a lot of credentials for any type of service we want to use. For an example, if it is Gemini, we have to use Gemini API. It's OpenAI, we have to provide that. But if it's Google, we'll have to again provide Google credentials for the drive. Okay, so we'll have to create new credentials. In order to create new credentials, people follow with me. Okay, do not miss this. What I'm doing is, let me close this for now. I'll just show you once again. Okay, as soon as I selected this trigger, right, changes involving in specific folder, I have to click on create credentials. Okay, follow this with me. Create credentials is something that you have to do. As soon as I click on it, OAuth is recommended and we will go with it. Okay, this is the OAuth redirect URL. This is something that we'll use. But before we do that, you have to open up a new tab. Okay, let me open a new tab and type Google Cloud Console. Okay, please search this Google Cloud Console. Or if you want to see the domain, it is cloud.google.com. Okay, if you just go to this domain, cloud.google.com, okay, you will realize that you should be able to sign up using the email ID, okay, whichever you are using. Okay, just make sure that you have that first 3 months trial available. As soon as you sign up, it will be free to begin with. Okay, so use any Gmail ID. Gmail IDs are welcomed here. They are free for first 3 months. So no worries. We can start off with this project. We get $300 free also. So we can manage a lot of things over here, not just even authentication tokens. All right. So anyone having any difficulty reaching here, please let me know. Let me click on console. Okay. So I'll go on console. This is where I am. Okay. Welcome to the console. Okay. The very first thing that we will do is we will click on this slab to create a new project. Okay. Remember where I'm clicking? I'm clicking right over here where you can read talk to DB mentioned over here. It will be mentioned for you my first project. Okay, something like that. We will create a new project just to manage things better. Okay, just to make sure that we have reproducible actions and we have more robust way to control things. So that if we have to manage Google Cloud for this project, we will have by the project name. Let us call it N dash tutorial. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, this is the project name that I'll be using. Okay, N dash tutorial. Okay, this is what I'll be using, and I'll just simply create this project. Let me know if anyone has any difficulty to create this project. Manish, sir, it's asking to add payment method. uh, yeah, in that case, what you can do is starting free trial today. Don't worry, you won't be charged. See, even I am not running it. I'm just clicking on dismiss. Okay, uh, I'm not paying for now. But even if you have to add a credit card, okay, you won't be charged. I think just ₹2. That's one demo, but I'm not sure if it should ask for the payment. Okay, because I just logged in and I have not added payment somewhere. So make sure, I don't think you should ask for payment at this point. Okay. So the point is that we should be able to access our newly created project. Okay. So Manish, just check back if you are able to just log out and log in and skip that payment part. Okay. And like you can take it for sure that even if you add payment, you won't be charged directly for any thing. Okay. Now, once we are on that project, okay, once we are on N10 tutorial, the project that we made, what we will have to do is we will have to go to API and services. See, if at any point you're not able to find anything, there is a global search bar right in the center of this console. Okay, right in the center we can search anything. So you can also type over here API space, and you will find top results as API and services. This is what we are looking for, API and services. This is where we have to go. Okay, let me click over here. And just to make sure, just to double cross check with Manish, if Google Console is asking for any payment, I'll use yet another a unique email ID which I have not used. Okay, I'll say cloud.google.com. Okay, and as soon as I hit here, I will have to start for free. Okay, so when I click on start for free, okay, it will, I think, ask for payment, which is something that not you have to do. You not have to do this. Just go back, and rather than clicking on start for free, click on console. So Manish, this is what you will have to do. Click on console, and it will not ask for payment. You can say remind me later. Okay, then click on remind me later, and right over here, see, this is my maps project, right? You can create any dummy project for now. Say if I create something like N8N tutorial. Okay, if I create this and if I save it, okay, I'll have N8N tutorial created. I can go to the dashboard of the, okay, creating project created. Let me select this project now. Okay, so here we are on this project. So I hope, Manish, you were able to capture this, that you do not have to click on start for free, because starting on free asks for credit card payment or card details, but you can just simply dismiss it and proceed to your console. Okay, so console is where you want to go. And if you are still wondering how to reach there, okay, you can also use console.cloud.google.com/welcome, and it should directly skip all of it and land you over here. Okay, I'll also just copy this URL, click copy, give you in the chat, so that you can directly reach on this page where there is no more things needed. Hi sir, I have attached credentials Google Drive. Perfect, good to know, Mukesh. Perfect. So now that we log into Google Drive, okay, what we'll have to do is we will have to search for API and services. As soon as I click on API and services, I have reached here. Okay, okay, Google Cloud Access blocked effective 31st August. Okay, let me use some another email ID. I don't know if this is happening. Google Cloud Access blocked. Okay, could be. Okay, so let me use yet another email ID to do this demo. Let us go on Control H, end tutorial. This is our project. And right over here, okay, let me search for API and tutorials, API and services. There we go. So once we reach here, okay, the next part is that we will have to go to OAuth consent screen. Remember, people, if you're following up live, the steps are very simple. We have to use a new tab to open up the Google Cloud Console. Okay, I've showed you some ways in which you can reach here, and you have to create a project. Once you have created the project, you have to click on OAuth consent screen. So I'll just repeat once again for the people asking, can we repeat this once? Okay, let me close everything and go back to where I was. Okay, so I was on N8N and I was supposed to create new credentials for Google Drive account. Okay, what I will do is you can just open up a new tab. Okay, just open up a new tab and go to console.cloud.google.com/welcome. Okay, this is the site where we will have to go. Once you go here, make sure that you are logging in with a Gmail account that you can access. Okay, and on the top side, top center left, you will find this project tracker. Okay, so even if you are not able to find it, one another way could be you can press Control O from the keyboard should open up select a project tab. Okay, or you can just simply click over here to select a project, and once you click over here, create a new project and name it N8N tutorial or whatever. Okay, for now name it something like N8N, that should work, so that we remember what it is, and select that project. So once you select that project, it should reflect that the name of the project should come over here. Okay, now once you're here, you will have to search for API space and services. Okay, so this is API and services. We have to open this. Once we open this, this is where we reach. So how many of you are having trouble reaching till here? Okay, let me know. If we are good to go, we will proceed. Please, students, give me a feedback. All of you are able to access this. You are able to reach OAuth consent screen. In the left section, this is what we have to do now. We have to click on OAuth consent screen. So let me click on it, okay, and wait for your responses. Okay, so once it's done, Google platform auth not configured, get started. So let me click on get started. All right. Now here we'll have to create an app name. App name could be anything. You can say it N10 demo or an N10 tutorial. Both will anything will work. Just name something, okay? And user support email you will have to use. Okay, you will have to use for users to contact you with question. Okay, this is what you will have to use. App information. Click on it. This is very important. The audience is external. Okay, if you do not click this, your N10 flow will not work. Make sure that your audience is external. This is what you're clicking over here. Next, contact information. I think you can use anything. Visionaries vault at the rate gmail.com. Somehow it will not take the same email ID, so just use two different email IDs. Okay, it could be any dummy email ID also, it's fine. For now, just add something over here and click on next. I agree to the policies, click on continue, and then click on create. So this should create your OAuth platform. Okay, another code while creating OAuth, the attempt will please try again. Let me close this and let me create it once again. Create failed because the brand was created while you were editing. Refresh the page to see the created brand. Okay, let me reload this. All right. Okay. All right. So I was able to create this. Now I'll just click on create OAuth client. Okay. Once you create that, I'll click on client. I'll create OAuth client. Okay. And I'll reach back to this form. Okay. Now this is very important. I hope you have followed with the previous step. I'll give you a moment to absorb. Once you're done with the previous step, we have to now create OAuth client ID. And for the people coming in here, select web application. I'll wait for people to reach here. Can I get in the chat that all are following up? You were able to fill the last form. Okay, and reach till this point. Are you able to reach create OAuth client ID? Let us see. Hmm. Yes, done. Yes, sir, done. Okay. All right. Any more? Any more people? Anyone who has difficulty, actually, I'm more specifically looking for people who might not have done it. Okay, I think you all are able to follow it. I'll take it as a, you can say, cumulative feedback that all are able to follow it. Name it anything, web client one, or we can say N8N demo client. It could be anything. Just the reason I'm using N8N everywhere is because I'll remember in my console that whatever I've created here was for N8N. Okay, that's the reason. And the most important part comes again, people remember authorize redirect URIs. Okay, for those with request. Here you will have to add a URI, and this URI should come from N8N. Remember, we were previously on a tab where we were creating the OAuth token. You will have to, you can just simply click here and it should copy it, redirect URL, copy to clipboard. Just click on this OAuth redirect URL and paste it over here. Okay. As soon as you paste it over here and you click on create, okay, I am clicking create button. People just follow up. Authorize redirect URIs के अंदर ये paste कर दो, okay, and then you will get your client ID. Okay, let me copy this client ID. Okay, client ID can be accessed. So let me go back here and let me paste the client ID. Okay, click on okay. Let me download it as JSON. All right. For now, let me click on OK. So this is something that is created in demo client. This is available now. And if you see यहाँ पर client secret है, I can copy the client secret. Okay, remember once you create it, you will need client secret and client ID. ठीक है ना? तो client ID आपने पहले copy कर लेनी है. Client ID paste कर दो. and then client secret यहाँ पर paste कर दो. Okay, once you paste both of them, okay, you have created client secrets and client ID. Just copy paste them. Okay, and okay, you can just click on save once again, no worries. So for people, this is your client ID. For the people who created the form and somehow forgot to copy it, don't worry. On the client itself, you will be able to copy the client ID from here. Client ID यहाँ पर है, so copy करके paste कर दो. If you open this client in it, you will be able to find the client secret. Okay, इसको copy करके वहाँ पर paste कर दो. So these are the two things that you will need to authenticate and give anytime permission to use your Google Drive. Okay. So I have given this permission, and before I do anything else, I'll have to go to drive.google.com. Okay, हम एक dummy folder बना लेते हैं. We will create a dummy folder. Let me call it test folder n8n. Could be anything again, people. Okay, test folder n8n. Let me open test folder n8n, and here let me open Gemini. Okay, let me go to Gemini. Create, I'll use a prompt. Create a recipe book with 30 different recipes. Let me call it exclude non-veg food. Okay, only eggs can be included in some. Just anything, people. I'm just writing down anything. You can create any knowledge source. कोई भी document use कर सकते हो. I just want to create something of my own. So create a recipe book with 30 different recipes. The format for each recipe is like this. Okay. Let me declare a JSON over here. Okay. A name. Let me call it recipe name as string. Okay, यहाँ पर paste होगा. Then I will say name, and then I will say ingredients. Okay, just names of the ingredients being used. Example could be let us say tomato, onion, let us say eggs, cheese, or something like this. Okay, and so this is the example of ingredients, and then comes a recipe. String format explaining the procedure to cook it. Okay, so this is the idea, and this is what I want. Okay, let me hit enter, and it should create a random document for me. Okay, since it is giving me JSON, let me modify my prompt again. Okay, it is fine. It is giving. Can you let me also add a tool over here, which is Canvas. Can you use Canvas and create a document of all these 30 recipes? Okay, let it use a tool to create a document for us. Yes, fine. All right. Again, the prompt needs some revision, and let not the format be as JSON but a document, plain text. Let me edit it. All right. Here we go. So this is my notebook that I'm planning to use as, you can say, these knowledge source. Okay, we can add as much as we want. So this is created. I'll basically export it. Right click, copy, export to docs. Okay, and all right, let me just create one document out of it. This is it. Let me remove the title for now. No worries. don't spend so much time over here, okay? Just create some garbage text bana loge chalega. Just need to create a flow. And let me right click file. uh, I'll say, let me just copy it, okay? Control A, copy, and I'll go to this test drive and 10. I'll click on new. I'll create a Google document right over here, okay? And here I will paste things, okay? And I'll say n8n underscore recipes and save it, okay? File saved to Google. Inside my folder where I want it. So this is the step people test n8n folder बना लिया इसमें recipes store कर लिए. Now let us go back to our authentication. ठीक है. Now for the one very last step over here, once you have posted the client ID and secret over here, just click on sign in with Google. And as soon as you click on sign in with Google, use maybe I'll have to use a different email ID to authenticate it. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I have the credentials for this account. Okay. Okay. Let me try once again. Right click, copy. Next. Okay. In that case, what I will do is let me check if I can create the cloud. Okay, let me try to create client right on this once again. Okay. cloud.google.com. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why randomly my account is not working over here. I'll just quickly cross check. I'll not waste much time in case something is not working. I'll use something else. Okay. Visionary, fine. This is fine. Let me go to console. Console, let me search for API and service keys. API and services. Okay, if you have any trouble, unfortunately this account is blocked. In that case, what we'll do is let me try to switch to I think we can use this account. I might already have n8n being used on this account. Let me open it. Okay, cloud, Google console, and let me use n8n over here. Okay, n8n. I'll go to the workflow automations. I'll quickly once again use cloud, Google, cloud.google.com. Enter. I'll click on my console. Please zoom. Okay, let me try to do control plus, control plus. Okay, and let me try to search for API and services. Okay, here we are. Just create one project if you want. Okay, I'll skip this step just to make things a little bit quick. I'll click on OAuth consent screen. So for all the people, this is a recap of what I'm doing. Okay, clicking on get started. App name could be n8n demo. Support email ID could be my ID. Next, let me zoom out a little bit. It's a little difficult for me to type in over here. Next, external. This is very important. Next, contact information. I can use anything. Say RNBIRLOT. gmail.com. Click on next. I agree and finish. Continue. Create. Meanwhile, let me sign in over here. We call it gaurav.app sign in. Okay. Let me click on start free trial. Let me use quickly some email IDs. GARAVY@gmail.com. Password could be anything. Choose your own. Account name will be GAURAB. Start putting the trial. Email ID already in use. Let me just log in that case. Sign in. Yes, so here we are on the console. Meanwhile, OAuth is ready. Let me quickly reset my password in that case. So all of this issue has happened because somehow my Google console got blocked for some particular reasons for the email ID that I was planning to demonstrate to you. Okay, email me a recovery link. Let me just quickly recover my yet another N10 account. Okay. Back to sign in. Password change successfully. Let me go to this. Let me go over here. N8N. If I remember the password correctly, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me add once again. Yes, there we go. So the password is recovered. Let me close this tab for now. Leave it. Come over here. Okay. And now let me click on my project. In my project, start from scratch. Okay. Fair enough. Now, this is just a recap of whatever we have done. Okay. Just because my Google account was blocked for some reasons. I'll search for Google Drive, and in Drive, I'll search for changes involving a specific folder. In this case, I'll select credentials. I'll create new credentials. And in creating new credentials, I'll have to go on cloud.google.com. I have to go to console. In console, I will have to search for in the same project, the project that I am on. Okay. Make sure that you're using the same project. Suppose if you created a project by the name of N10 demo, use that project and then go to API services. Then create on OAuth consent stream. And over here, if you have not created a client, create a client for now, create OAuth client. Okay. And once I click on it, application type, web application, client name, N8N demo client. Okay. And redirect URIs, let me add one. Copy this, copied, paste, create. Let me copy the client ID, paste it over here. Okay. And on client demo, let me click the client secret, go back to N10, paste it in the secret, sign in with Google. And if I'm able to sign in correctly, okay, things should verify and work. Now, N10 Cloud has not completed the Google process verification. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's completely fine, okay. So let us save this. Okay, OAuth client saved. Usually should not take more than a minute or two. Let us click on sign in with Google once again. Let us click on this email ID. Okay, it's not completed by Google version. The app is currently being tested and you can only access the developer. All right. I think I did not change it to external. Let me check if the settings were changed to external, or let me create a new client ID. Okay, I'll just simply create a new client ID. Application type web application, web application to N8N. Hmm. Let me check. Something might have demo user. This is fine. App demo authorized domain. This is completely fine. Clients. All right. No worries. Still no worries. Let me just use one more setup in that case. Cloud.google.com. So this is fine. Let us go to console. In the console, we can go to API and services. The OAuth consent screen. Yes, and right over here, let's go to fine. Okay, just need to go to the clients once again, API and services. OAuth consent screen, and click on clients. So these are some credentials that I have created, client ID and client OAuth. Let us use it. Clicking on sign in. So this can happen sometimes. People, unfortunately, not sure why my Google got blocked. But just to save some time, just to save in time and get back on track, I'll use yet some other credentials which I have with me. This should not be a blocker anymore. Okay. Okay. Send email recovery link sent. Let me check if I'm receiving it. Let me check my spam also. Not yet. So for some reason, this is very unfortunate that even the recovery link from N8N is not receiving on my email ID. LOTE. The email ID sounds correct. Let me try to copy this email ID correctly. Or we can do one thing for this particular folder itself. Let me create the N8N account over here. This is let me check the email ID of this account, gmail.com. Maybe this is right over here. Copy and paste it right over here. Paste. Start putting it trial. All right, let me know how many of you were able to authenticate your Gmail accounts. At least let's put that in the chat. That were you able to authenticate your Gmails, people? Use same email ID to sign in anytime. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. The problem is that one of my email ID is blocked on Google and one of my email ID is blocked on anytime. So that's the unfortunate thing which is happening. Both my email IDs have suddenly facing some issue. All right, I think we were able to log in over here, right? Let me quickly fill through these questions. Yeah, that's the reason that I'm building a Scratch account, because I'm trying to use yet another new email ID. Okay, probably things should be better over here. Submit. Skip for now. My workspace is ready. And on this email ID, even the demo client is ready. The client ID is ready over here. This thing should be fine then. Okay. Let us wait for the workspace to spin up. So that's okay. In which you are mentioning audience? Also on the Google Cloud you are mentioning. I might have missed that part then. No, not this one. Okay, okay, makes sense. Let me try to add this user once and click on save. Let us check if this should work on the previous setup. Yeah, let us go to a new chatbot. Let us start from scratch. And meanwhile, let us check if this pinup is ready. Yeah, this pinup is also ready, so we can use this email ID now. We start up with a workflow. We start up from scratch. So let us call it N8N demo workflow, and let that first step Google Drive, and in Drive let's create changing in order specific folder, and here let us create credentials. Let's create new credentials. Let us add client ID right over here, and also copy the client secret from here. Right click copy, go back to N8N demo, place a secret over here. Once you've done it, let's click on sign in with Google. And yes, let's use this credentials created for your personal use. Okay, I think the same issue is happening with the test user. I think we just have to make sure that we are at the correct test user. Okay. Let me go back over here. Let me click on audience. Let me click on add user. Okay. I might have missed some setting, I'm pretty sure. I might have missed that while creating this. Now, if I go back and try to add this trigger in the N10 and try to sign in with Google, Google hasn't verified. Continue. Select all. Yes, now it should work. Yes, the only reason was that we were missing the test ID. That's fine. Okay. So once we have created this flow, things should be completely fine. Account connected should be something that should come here. Okay, yes. So the main problem was, so big thanks to Manish for bringing that out, that I was missing this step completely, that somehow my test user were not added. Now that since we have it, so this is where we will say changes involving the specific folder. And now we will select a particular folder that we want to say, okay. Okay, has been, okay, Drive API has not been used in this project before. Okay. All right. I think somehow I am still not able to configure the drive correctly. But usually this should be not an issue because I have created this client multiple times. I have verified it. Okay. All right. Okay. This is very strange because this has never happened to me in N10. Let me try to reload this. Never mind. In the worst case, what we will do is we will reschedule the live also in case the issue doesn't solve up. We will complete the workflow. I'll just make sure that the OAuth token is correctly added. Let me just cross check that. I think that OAuth token should be correct. Fall back on N10 and audience has the same email ID. That's fine. Let's go back over here. Let us add once again drive trigger on changes involving specific folder. Google account drive, keep it to every minute. That's fine. And I think settings are verified. Let me just copy this. Let me see what it is pasting over here. Google Drive has not been used in project before. It is disabled. Google Drive API. Okay, is it disabled? Let me check why is it disabled. Google Drive API. Okay. I think this is the most important step that we might have missed. We have to click on Google Drive API and make sure that it is enabled. So let me go back to N10 tutorial, this project. Let me click on APIs and services. And let us check for Google Drive over here. Enable API services. Yes, the most biggest blunder that I was doing is that I didn't enable Google Drive. Okay, so let me click on Drive. We'll see Google Drive API. So using this Google Drive API, we have to enable it. This was the most simple step that somehow I skipped it. Okay, so this is very important. Students, just remember one more step over here that I was missing is before even creating the client ID and your, you can say, secret key, you have to make sure your Google Drive API is enabled. Okay, this was the main step that somehow I skipped it. Okay, but that's completely fine. You can always remember, just search for API and services once you click over here. Okay, in that you have to make sure that your Google Drive API is enabled. You can search for Google Drive right over here. Okay, just search for Google Drive, and as soon as you search for it, okay, you will get Google Drive API, and make sure you have enabled it. Now I'm pretty sure that this flow should work. Okay, so if I go back to Canvas, and now if I check Google Drive, okay, let me double click it. Okay, and now let me select a folder. It should, yes. And if you see, now it is giving me all the access to my Google Drive folders. Okay, so we just created one folder by the name of test folder NA10. Okay, so let me click on it, test folder NA10. I'll select it and watch for. Okay, now what type of trigger are you planning to create? So trigger is whenever a file is created, file is updated, you can also click on file updated, that's fine. You want to add this trigger. Now let us try to fetch this event list and see if this works for us. Okay, so if you see, yes, it did work for us. We were able to extract things correctly. Okay, now this is very important, people, that if you see, we were able to see the output is coming in right over here. Now right from here, what we have to do is we have to also now download this file on NA10. See, now we are able to configure our Google Drive API. We are able to access whatever is there in our folder on the Google Drive. Okay, and we are giving it from here. We are selecting from list, and from list we are particularly telling it that this particular folder is something that you have to check into, and the trigger is changing involving in a specific folder. Okay, so we have selected this folder. Okay, and whenever a file is created or a file is updated, okay, so we will simply just use this as a trigger. Okay, now we can go back to Canvas. So once we go back to Canvas, the next thing we will need over here, the next part of the flow would be we need to do Drive. Okay, again we will go to Google Drive. This time we will not have to set up anything because we have already added the credentials. We can simply use the Google Drive account mentioned over here. Okay, resources file, and we are downloading, and from this list we have to download the file. Okay, so we will make sure that we, on the left, we find the ID of the file that we are looking for. Okay, so let me search over here. Okay, and this is the ID that we want. Okay, so what I will do is I'll go from ID. I'll select from ID, and this is the particular kind of file that I'm looking into. If you see, the name of my file is recipe or something, right? Let me execute this step, and we will realize that yes, we are successful. We are successfully able to download this file. Okay, we are able to download this file, and fair enough. Okay, so that works. So that is one flow in which we are able to connect the Google Drive and also download the file. Let's move to the next step. Next step from here is now we have to create a vector store. Okay, so in order to create a vector store, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to Pinecone. Let us search for Pinecone. Okay, on Pinecone, this is the website pinecone.io. So as soon as you go over here, just create a new account. Okay, so click on sign up, and as soon as you click on sign up, the next thing you have to do is use your Gmail ID. Just quickly sign up with any of your Gmail account. That's fine. I'll say continue with Gmail. Okay, continue with Gmail, and maybe still I'm using this Gmail ID. I'll use it. Okay, and I'll say okay, continue. Now, as soon as you continue over here, this is where you will get your free trial of Pinecone. Okay, Pinecone will not take any payment. That's completely fine. Yet it is a very professional and large scale database that we can use. I'll start for free by completing the sign up process. Okay, and purpose is personal, preferred coding language Python. You can just skip it or add anything. The calm, hibiscus. Okay, I'll just add this on the top. You can see there's also skip option. Let us skip it for now. This is the Pinecone, and the very first thing that you get when you reach over here is your API key generated. You can simply copy it. Okay, remember we have to copy an API key. Okay, let me close it for now. I'll repeat to be a little slow. We wasted some 15-20 minutes for a silly issue, but I'll still be slow. We'll try to cover everything. Okay, for the people who are signing up on Pinecone, just go to this website, log in with your Gmail account. Okay, once you have logged in, you have to go to the API keys. Okay, on the left you will find API keys. By default, one is created. I've already copied it, but if somehow you failed to copy it and you are not able to take it, you can create a new API key. Just name it anything, say n10 demo key. Okay, as soon as you click on it, we'll be able to create a new API key. Okay, and this API key will again come back over here. Now let me go add the Pinecone vector store. So this is yet another node, a new type of node I'm showing you. And what type of action we want to do here? We want to add documents to vector store. Okay, so repeat the download part, Manish. All right, quickly I'll repeat the download part for Manish quickly. Okay, so the point is you click on plus, you click on drive, Google Drive. Okay, and in Google Drive you select an action known as download file. Now as soon as you click this action, you will reach over here. Okay, in the left of this example, you will see the output of the previous node, which is now the input of this node. Okay, so what I have to do over here is operation download रखना है, resource type file रखना है. You can also keep it file ठीक है file रख लो, resource file, and Google Drive account कुछ change नहीं करना है. Only thing is in the file you have to filter it by the name of ID. Okay, in the file you have to filter it by the name of ID, and if you scroll down your previous output जो कि इसका input है, you will realize you will find that there is a key by the name of ID over here. Okay, just above the name. Okay, ये ID को drag and drop करके यहाँ पर डाल दो and execute the step and back. I hope Manish this point is clear to you how we set up the download. Now the next part is we click on Pinecone vector store. In Pinecone vector store we create add document to vector store. As soon as we click over here, we'll have to set up credentials. So let's create a new credential. In credential, let us paste the API key from the Pinecone. If any student has difficulty with generating this API key, please let me know. I will help you. The goal is to complete the project, but at a decent pace, at a pace where you all are following up. Okay, anyone feeling stuck, do not worry. We can sit 15-20 minutes extra if you want. I do not mind. Okay, I'll help you achieve the end-to-end project. So be assured. Any issues in the chat, put up. So I've pasted the Pinecone API over here. I'll click on save. Clicking on save should give me a green box saying connection tested successfully, which means my API is accepted and my Pinecone is set up now. Okay. Now once I have Pinecone set up, okay, the next thing is what is the operation? Insert document. Do not change it. From what I'll say from we can say from ID. Okay, and okay, or we can say from list. From list, okay, what we will okay, just a second, right over here. I think the issue is because the file type was supposed to be downloaded by ID. That's completely fine. All right, let me say Pinecone vector store. Acha, okay, yes. The reason is let's go back to Pinecone. Okay, on Pinecone, click on database first. Database में सबसे पहले index बनाना पड़ेगा. So let us create an index on Pinecone. So let us call it N8N demo. N8N demo इसका नाम दे देते हैं. This is very important step. I'll repeat. No rush. All patience over here. All attention over here. When you create a new index in Pinecone, the problem is you have to decide. This is your decision step. Will you be using Olama as your embedding model? Will you be using Gemini as your embedding model? Will you be using OpenAI as your embedding model? This is very crucial, people. The reason for that being is because you will have to specify which model are you planning to use. By default, Pinecone gives you a Llama text embedding model, a Microsoft multilingual model, Pinecone Spark model. अगर आप ये list को drag करोगे, you will realize there is OpenAI models also. But in case if you're using Gemini or any other model, you will have to click on custom settings. The reason I'm telling you all attention here because setting up the index is very important. And when I click on custom settings, I'll have to enter the dimensions. So by default, Google uses 786 value. 786 Gemini embedding model की by default value है. So this is very important. अगर ये number यहाँ पर set नहीं किया, things will not work. Okay. Remember, I've created a new index, N8N demo. Dimension में जाके मैंने dimension add कर दी है. Okay. प्लान स्टार्टर है, कोई बात नहीं, विल चेंज नथिंग. AWS पे होस्ट होने दो, कोई बात नहीं. रीजन कोई भी होने दो, नो वरीज. ओके, लेट इट होस्ट एनीवेयर. मैट्रिक्स कोसाइन है, यूक्लिडियन है, कोई भी है, नो वरीज. कुछ नहीं, बस 786 डाल दो डायमेंशन में. कब? when you are planning to use a custom model such as Olama embeddings, nomic use कर रहे हो या Gemini use कर रहे हो, any model जो कि उस list में नहीं था. If you are using from that list, maybe if you are using OpenAI, then you need not select custom settings. Just select that model. Now we create this index. This was very important. I hope people you were able to create index. How many of you were able to create index? Let's see in the chat. Let us see in the chat how many of you are still following up index किसने किसने बना लिया है, right? So this is it. We our index is available now. If I go back to the Pinecone, let me just refresh this one. So I'll go back to Canvas. I'll double click over here, okay, and choose from file, and you will see now I have n8n demo available. ये index बनाना बहुत जरूरी है in order for the things to work. Okay, so how many of you were able to reach here? ठीक है, even if there is certain lag, okay, Mukesh is creating phenomenal. Okay, as soon as you create it, embedding batch size कुछ नहीं चलेगा, अभी के लिए 200 रख सकते हैं. We can go back to Canvas. So I'll just repeat. हमारे flow में we have added Google Drive trigger. Trigger is whenever we add a file to the Google Drive, ये flow activate हो जाएगा. It will download the file on n8n and it will go to the Pinecone vector store. Okay, it will create your index, and once it is created, the next step is we need to add an embedding model. So once I click on embedding model, let me go to Gemini AI Studio. Okay, Gemini is something that I plan to use over here. Okay, AI Studio Google Gemini. So let us go to API key. Okay, let us go on API key. Fine. And API key बनाने के बाद, one thing is I'll have to click on get API key or create API key over here on the top right. So let me create API key and projects n8n tutorial बोल लेते हैं. Create API key over here. Okay, generating API key. Copy this key, close it, go back to n8n, and यहाँ पर embedding model के अंदर what I will do is I'll search for Google Gemini embedding model. I'll click plus over here. I'll set up credentials. These are the last credentials, people. So the good news is कि इसके बाद और कोई भी sign up नहीं लगेगा. I told you the project जब आप कराऊंगा वो थोड़ा full fledged होगा. It will be not a simple project. ये काफी ज्यादा इंडस्ट्री रेडी प्रोजेक्ट होगा. इसमें आप गूगल के भी OAuth लगा चुके हो, इसमें आप पाइनकॉन लगा चुके हो, इसमें आप थर्ड पार्टी LLMs लाइक OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini जैसे authentications भी कर चुके हो. So once you paste API key right over here, this is done. Okay, just click on save. If everything is fine, वो green box आ जाएगा. Connection tested successfully. Let us close back this part. Nothing over here is remember which model we will use. So text embedding 004 ले रहा हूँ मैं, no issues. And this is the point, people. The default model uses 768 dimensions. ये बहुत important है to match it with the index we have created on the Pinecone. So remember we created this index on Pinecone. Dimensions are 786. Just double cross check 768. See again one error. What I will have to do is I'll go back to indexes. Okay, I'll have to create yet another index n8n 768 dimensions. Okay, I'll just create this, create one index. So 768 is the number and 768 का एक index बन गया है. So let me go back to n8n. Okay, and this is fine. I have created this embedding model. This is fine. I'll go back, but Pinecone vector store पे जाके I'll change to 768. Repeat. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है डायमेंशंस मैच हो, वरना वेक्टर एक स्टोर ही नहीं होगा इन योर डेटाबेस. ओके, इट इज बाय डिफॉल्ट एक्सेप्टिंग दिस. सो वेरी वेल, वी आर ऑलमोस्ट 50% डन विद द प्रोजेक्ट. हमारा कंप्लीट ऑटोमेशन इज डन. द पॉइंट इज दैट Pinecone वेक्टर स्टोर में हमने एम्बेडिंग मॉडल जनरेट कर लिया है. नाउ वी नीड आवर डॉक्यूमेंट पार्सर आल्सो. सो लेट अस क्लिक प्लस ऑन डॉक्यूमेंट. डॉक्यूमेंट प्लस करते सार वी कैन सिंपली यूज डिफॉल्ट डेटा लोडर फ्रॉम the n8n itself. Data type क्या है? Data type यहाँ पे binary कर लेना. Data type binary कर लेना. Repeating again, we have set up the Pinecone database. हमने embedding model choose कर लिया है. Now we are on data loading कैसे कर रहे हैं? तो default data loader node use कर रहे हैं हम. ऑटोमेटिक डिटेक्ट बाय ठीक है, बिल्कुल ठीक है. फिलहाल के सिंपल पे छोड़ दो, हम कुछ भी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं करने वाले. हम सिर्फ डेटा टाइप बाइनरी पे क्लिक करके इसको बंद कर दे रहे हैं. Just click on by clicking on binary and we are good to go. Now सबसे best part is let us execute the complete flow. पूरी automation check करते हैं चल गई कि नहीं, and waiting for this. कोई error आता है तो red हो जाएगा, नहीं आता है things will be green for us. Okay, let us wait. Pinecone vector store is running for us. How many of you were able to achieve this automation? एक बार chat में जरूर बताना. By running this flow, आपने एक फाइल डाउनलोड करी, उसको N10 पे डाउनलोड भी करवाया गूगल ड्राइव से, एम्बेडिंग मॉडल यूज करके उस पे चंक्स बनाए एंड वेक्टर स्टोर में उसको स्टोर भी किया. ओके, दिस इज यू कैन से द मेजर पार्ट. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट और सबसे ज्यादा टफ पार्ट था कि हम एम्बेडिंग्स कैसे बनाते हैं विद ऑल द इंटीग्रेशन. जैसे ही आपके एम्बेडिंग्स बन जाएंगे विद ऑल द इंटीग्रेशंस, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. ठीक है, अभी तो बस असिस्टेंट बनाना है डायरेक्टली. तो लेट्स सी. ओके, Anjana is running it. So happy to see that people are running it. एक बार हम पाइनकोन पे भी जाके वेरीफाई करेंगे. लेट दिस फ्लो कंप्लीट वंस. डबल क्लिक कर लेता हूँ. Executing this node. Okay. Apart from Anjana, where are all other people? Let us see. Go to test folder. Recipes. 5 पेज का डॉक्यूमेंट है, काफी सारा डिटेल इसमें आ गया है. 6.8 did not match the dimension of 1024. Okay, why did this happen? N10 6. Configurations. Okay, yes. 768 पे इसको स्टोर करते हैं. And yes, wait. Same mistake जो मैं आपको बार बार बता रहा हूँ कि मिस्टेक नहीं होनी चाहिए. Something that has happened. Let me create one more index. No worries. एक बार इंडेक्स बनाता हूँ वापस. Because I speak a lot और बोलते बोलते मेरा ध्यान इसमें बहुत कम हो जाता है. Okay, I'll just create one more index. 768 Gemini index. Okay, and here custom settings पे क्लिक करना है. Custom settings में 768 पे क्लिक करना है and create this index. So once this index is created, 768 Gemini index perfectly available. I'll go back to n8n and यहाँ पर I'll just select the Gemini वाला. ठीक है, 768 Gemini. Options में जाके I'll create one namespace. ये optional है, you don't have to follow it. The reason I'm getting it is कि इससे मुझे Pinecone में filter करने थोड़ा easy हो जाएगा. Namespace is n8n demo. ये एक setting है जो आप options में जाके लगा सकते हो, नहीं भी लगाओगे तो भी चलेगा. Let me execute this step. Okay. Now let us see that yes, default loader. Oh, okay, this worked. Okay. So let us check output में क्या है. All right, 13 chunks were created. I think. Let us go back here, and yes, successfully executed. So you see, मैंने आपको bugging and debugging भी करके दिखा दी. सर Google Drive trigger कौन सा था? एक बार फिर से बता दीजिए. Sure, ठीक है. Sure. Let us go back. एक बार flow बंद कर दूं. The Google Drive trigger name was file created. इस पर डबल क्लिक करके देख लो. Google Drive trigger and changes involving a specific folder. ये trigger था. Trigger on what? Changing involving specific triggers. And इसका डाउनलोड हो गया. Then Pinecone vector store हो गया. Remember Pinecone vector store पे dimensions match होने चाहिए. वो भी आपको issue कैसे आता है, solve कैसे होता है, वो भी देखने मिलेगा. So once this is done, हमारी पाइपलाइन रेडी है. इसको एक्टिव कर देते हैं एंड इसको सेव कर देते हैं. ओके, गॉट इट. वर्कफ्लो इज नाउ एक्टिव. तो अब इसमें जब भी मैं मेरी ड्राइव पे डॉक्यूमेंट डालूंगा, ऑटोमेटिकली वो ये ऑटोमेशन तैयार है. अगर मैं इसको एक्टिव पर रख दूंगा ना, इफ आई क्लिक ऑन एक्टिव, रिमेंबर पीपल, माय ऑटोमेशन इज रेडी एंड इट इज वर्किंग 24/7. हर मिनट के अंदर वो मेरे डेटाबेस में जाके अपडेट करेगा whenever I create new you can say any new file in it. Okay. So that's about it. Now what we will do is, ये हमारा n10 डेमो नाम का एक वर्कफ्लो रेडी है. We will create another workflow. अब ये वर्कफ्लो बनेगा for our agent, है ना? क्योंकि अब हमें क्या बनाना है? अब हमें एजेंट बनाना है जो एक क्वेश्चन आंसरिंग करेगा. So let us click over here and let me see how many people are able to reach here. In the chat, finally I am at live. Great. Manish is able to achieve it. Anjana, how about you? Mukesh, I hope even you were able to follow it up. लेट अस क्लिक ऑन चैट ट्रिगर. ये डिफॉल्ट एक चैट ट्रिगर मैं लगा देता हूँ. एंड फॉर द पीपल हु आर इंटरेस्टेड कि हम इसको होस्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं, तो वन वे आई शो यू राइट अवे. यहाँ पर मेक चैट पब्लिकली अवेलेबल पे क्लिक कर दोगे ना, तो ये आपका ये पब्लिक यूआरएल बन गया है. इसको अगर मैं कॉपी करूं और मैं आपको भेज दूं, एनीवन, योर फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली, योर ऑफिस कलीग, योर टीम लीड, योर बॉस, किसी को इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो, उसको अगर आपका शोकेस करना है एनी कैपेबिलिटीज, ये लिंक भेज दोगे. ये लिंक पब्लिकली एक्सेसिबल है, अभी इसमें कुछ बना नहीं है इसलिए इट इज सेइंग दैट. बट दिस इज हाउ वी होस्ट N10 सर्विसेज. हम N10 को डिप्लॉय कैसे करते हैं? द ओनली थिंग इज मेक चैट पब्लिकली अवेलेबल पे क्लिक कर दोगे, इट विल जनरेट अ पब्लिक यूआरएल. एंड फॉर द पीपल हु आर इंटरेस्टेड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ऑथेंटिकेशन कैसे लगती है, तो यहाँ पर नीचे ऑथेंटिकेशन का ऑप्शन होता है. If we click on basic authentication, so we can create some test users, है ना. तो we can create new credentials. जैसे यहाँ पर आप email ID पासवर्ड लगा सकते हो, यूजर नेम का email, यूजर नेम का पासवर्ड, तो सेव कर सकते हो. So what will happen is this will add security to your public exposure link, है ना. अब ये लिंक मैं किसी को भी दूं, it will use my Gemini credentials, it will use my OpenAI credentials, it will use and create billing for me. मेरा N10 पे billing आ जाएगी. So in order to keep it secure and save it with authentications, this is the way you do it, people. आप ये लिंक को किसी को शेयर करने से पहले बेसिक ऑथेंटिकेशन लगा लो. एंड इन बेसिक ऑथेंटिकेशन यू कैन क्रिएट क्रेडेंशियल्स, और आईडी पासवर्ड जिसके पास होगा वही ये लिंक को फिर एक्सेस कर पाएगा. सो आई होप दैट दिस पार्ट इज आल्सो कवर्ड. पीपल हु वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड N10 को होस्ट कैसे करूं. द अदर वे इज, मान लो आपको किसी वेबसाइट में लगाना है, किसी वेबसाइट पे इसको एज अ चैटबॉट प्लगइन करना है, तो मोड को चेंज कर सकते हैं. यहाँ से हम एम्बेडेड चैट, और एम्बेडेड चैट के अंदर ये लिंक को फॉलो करना है. यहाँ पे जैसे क्लिक हियर एक डेमो है, एंड इसके अंदर स्क्रॉल डाउन करोगे ना, आई शो यू कहां पर है. आप स्क्रॉल डाउन करोगे, यस, आपके HTML टैग के अंदर बस स्क्रिप्ट लगा देनी है. और इस स्क्रिप्ट के अंदर ये जो लिंक है ना, ये लिंक वो होगा जो मैंने इसके पहले आपको दिखाया था, पब्लिकली अवेलेबल लिंक. ये लिंक चेंज कर दोगे और स्क्रिप्ट टैग आपके HTML में लगा दोगे, आपकी वेबसाइट के ऊपर N10 का चैटबॉट रेडी टू प्लग इन तैयार हो जाएगा. दैट्स सेकंड वे टू होस्ट N10 सॉल्यूशंस. ओके, so this is about hosting, but now let us get back. Okay, meanwhile I hope you okay, repeat in English, so I didn't get your point regarding authentication. Okay, I'll just repeat it in English once for you. So if at all, suppose I copy this link, okay, I copy this link and I give it to anyone with this link can now use my services. It can be devastating, because my services might be billable, right? It might use OpenAI, ChatGPT, Pinecone services, Google Drive services, N10 services, everything is billable. So in order to make things secure, what we can do is, in authentication, by default, it is saying none, है ना? So go to authentication and click on basic authentication, a simple username and password, and manually you can create username password. So let us say I create, let's say I create a user by the name of test, and I say test at the rate 123, and if I save it, okay. So now this link is secured. So suppose if I have to open this link, I'll click on this link and paste it over here and use it. So currently this link is not working, but once this link is active, the reason is when I click that active URL, it will be now secured. It will ask for test at the rate 123 wala ID password. Only then it is accessible. So I hope the point on security is clear. Now let us go back. Let's add a very first node and let us call it chat agent, this workflow. In chat agent, what we'll do is we will add one AI agent. AI agent की node लगाएंगे. We will add AI agent node. In the AI agent node, connected chat trigger node, this is fine. JSON.chat input, this is fine. Okay. Require a specific output prompt. No, it's fine. Okay. Any properties, in properties I'll add a system message. This is very important. Okay, here you will have to write your helpful assistant who looks into the ingredients shared by users and compare them with matching chunks of knowledge we collected. Okay, and see if there is any recipe we can recommend to them. Okay, if we do not have any recipe with from given knowledge chunks, do not generate from your side. Simply say, I don't have any recipe for now. Thanks. Okay, we can write much more better prompts. We can write much more better things, but to keep it short, I'm writing a very simple system message over here. Okay, and this is it. अभी के लिए मैं back to canvas कर देता हूँ. Remember, एक AI agent लगा दिया है. AI agent पे हमारी तीन चीजें लगेंगी. Just three more things to go. The session might take 15-20 minutes more. Chat model लगा लेते हैं. I'll go back to Gemini. Luckily अब कुछ authentications करनी बाकी नहीं है. No more authentications needed. You already have a credential setup. Gemini 2.5 फ्लैश चलेगा, ठीक है. लेट अस यूज इट. ओके, बैक टू कैनवस. चैट मॉडल लगा लिया, मेमोरी लगा लेते हैं. मेमोरी आल्सो वेरी इजी. वी विल यूज सिंपल मेमोरी फॉर बिगिनर्स. बहुत इजी है क्योंकि हम मोंगोडीबी, पोस्टग्रे, रेडिस कुछ नहीं लगा रहे. सिंपल मेमोरी, एनी10 की मेमोरी टूल लगा रहे हैं. एंड इन मेमोरी it asks for context window length, that how much of the previous chat should I store. Of 3 4 5 कुछ भी चलेगा, 2 3 कुछ भी चलेगा. ओके, how much past instructions are to be stored. कुछ चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट क्लिक ऑन बैक. तो रिमेंबर, कुछ भी फास्ट नहीं हुआ है. सिंपली हमने एआई एजेंट बनाया है. एआई एजेंट की नोड के अंदर हमने कुछ भी चेंज नहीं किया. बस हमने ऑप्शंस में जाके एक सिस्टम मैसेज ऐड कर दिया. We just added a system message and along with that we selected our model. Your choice, keeping it open source, keep it OpenAI or Gemini. एक मेमोरी लगा दी. Tools के अंदर, this is very important. Remember, tools are now the last step that we want to do. Okay, we will search for vector store tool. Okay, so this is vector store question answer tool. This is the last tool that you want to look into. Vector store question answer tool पे हम click करेंगे. As soon as we click on it, okay, describe your data. The data contains various recipes, okay, for cooking food. That's fine. कितने मैच कर रहे हैं, टॉप 4 टॉप 5, that is fine. अभी के लिए हम कुछ चेंज नहीं कर रहे. Just simply add this. Okay, we will add this, and as soon as we add it, you will realize now this tool requires its own vector store and model. So this is the last step. Let's add a vector store over here, and again this is our Pinecone vector store. So let this tool reach Pinecone vector store. Operation mode by default यहाँ पर retrieve है. Remember, snap, and remember that previously the action was to insert a document. Now the operation is to retrieve documents. Okay, that's the only difference. Same API use होगी. Choose from the list. Make sure वो n10 7 dimensions. Gemini वाली 7 Gemini dimensions. This is for me because I created 2-3 you can say indexes which are not compatible. For you, if you have only one index, that should be available. Okay, you can add it over here. No worries. Let us go back to canvas. Once we have it, ये Pinecone का store लग गया यहाँ पे. Now we need to add a model. Again, we will use the Gemini chat model. Gemini का simply कोई भी model use कर लो, 2.5 flash. No worries. Let us use it. Let us paste it somewhere here. और Pinecone को embedding model लगेगा. So again, we will use the Gemini embedding model. Gemini embedding model के अंदर 004 यही model use करना है. Go back to canvas. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let me show you the complete flow. Okay, take the answer tool over here. This is the chat model. This is the Pinecone vector store. This is the embedding model. So remember what is happening here, students. Chat message receive होता है. हमारा AI agent node बनी हुई है. It has its own Gemini chat, its own memory, its own tool. The tool is to find in vector store relevant knowledge base. Pinecone vector store लगा है. Embedding model and the chat model. Let us open chat and see if everything works good. Okay, I have eggs, tomatoes, onions. What can I make? Question. Okay, let us hit and let us see. देखो मैसेज गया, एजेंट गया, एजेंट ने मॉडल यूज किया, सिस्टम मेमोरी में स्टोर किया, Pinecone से रिट्रीव किया, चैट मॉडल आंसर बनाया और एजेंट ने आंसर करके आपको वापस भेज दिया, एंड दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस. ओके, एंड let me इसको मैं, if I'm not able to enlarge it, let me highlight it with my mouse. You see, this is the answer. You can make several delicious egg recipes. One is scrambled egg, one is egg burji and shakshuka. You see, this comes from our knowledge base. We had this shakshuka and all in our knowledge base. So इसको मैं as soon as I will click on active, okay, as soon as I click on active, got it, and ठीक है, अभी के लिए ignore, will not track anything, will not ignore all workflows, and now this is active ना. What I will do is I'll click on share. ठीक है, ठीक है, share तो अभी सब करना नहीं है. Let us go back to the chat message node. Chat message में इस पर क्लिक करते हैं. Let us open it up somewhere in public URL, and there we go. This is the authentication that we have done. The test username is test @123. Sign up. Okay, first entry JSON. ठीक है, something might have gone wrong with the deployment, but we'll just quickly cross check. फिलहाल के लिए, since we are pushing on time, just let me make sure that you were able to follow the chat flow. Chat flow, मैं मानता हूँ, I did it a little faster because we were a little late on the timing. But if anyone has any difficulty, I want to answer that first. I am done till the, finally I am live. I am done till the drive flow. Done with you. Repeat in English, so I didn't get a point. Okay, got it. Error in agent Gemini chat model. What is the error? Can we think about it a little more? थोड़ा एक बार, if you can help us understand क्या error है, I'll look into it. Done. Okay, done. Great. All right. Cool. So, अच्छा, the issue was I have to switch it to embedded hosted chat नहीं थी मेरी. Let me go back here and let me paste over here. Okay, and okay, still not working. Basic auth एक बार हटा देता हूँ. None. Let me test this chat. Cool. ठीक है. This is fine. Make chat publicly URL available. Copied. Paste over here. For some reasons, there might be some setting change I'll have to check, but this should usually work. Okay, there might be some little posted chat. Chat will be live on this URL. Once you activate this workflow, is our workflow active? Let me check that. Yes, the workflow is active. Cool. Never mind. This should work. Okay, your API was invalid. Makes sense. Anyone else who has any difficulty in understanding the flow and understanding this project? Okay. So just to recap, we did two different workflows. Okay, today. One was to create the vector embeddings. If you go back, see, so we have drive trigger, download, Pinecone store, and our Pinecone is working fine over here. Other is the chat. Any difficulty, students, last time before we end the session over here? If not, then we are good to go. Let me stop sharing. All right. Repeat the authentication part, login part after creating windows. So the authentication part is pretty straightforward. What you have to do is that once you click on the chat model, okay, once you click on the chat model, it will ask you for different type of authentications. By default, it has no auth. But as soon as you click on, say, a simple authentication, it will ask you to create a user. So when you create a user, you will have to enter a username and password. So put anything that you want, save it. Once you save it, now anyone with that URL will have to first put ID password, which you have created manually. Okay, you create manually some ID password, and with any person you're sharing this link, make sure you trust them and you only give them the ID password when needed. Once they have finished testing, you can delete the credentials or change the credentials. For an example, we have Gmail calendar node flow. Node can we use it for our purpose because we used our credentials. How other can be using? Yes. So since you already have a Google Suite with you, we activated Google Drive. Similarly, you can create some workflows with the Gmail node also. Just go back to the console of googlecloud.com. In the console, search for Gmail APIs, enable them. If you remember, this enabling took our 20 minutes, and sometimes it can happen, silly errors can happen. It was not about adding any other details, but we were missing that enabled part. Okay, you were setting up things correctly. So similarly, go back, follow the same process for Gmail API, add it to your workflows, and I'll be more than happy, Anjana, if you build something with Gmail. In fact, you can tag me on LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, without adding a test user, you can do it. That's fine. You just need to make sure that you're using the same email ID with which you created this API, because you will be the admin by default. Sir, I'll have to watch the video again and then I'll complete it. And can you explain the workflow once again? Uh, Watch the video once again. Explaining workflow will consume a lot of time now. Okay. Anything else, people? Let us check. But you all can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to answer any further questions. Okay. Due to time constraint, I cannot discuss the entire workflow again, but we can connect on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to help any one of you. Well, to create dynamic workflows, the idea is first get a hang of N10, develop few projects, and by dynamic, what do you mean is that maybe see, what exactly do you mean by dynamic? If you can explain me, I can help you a little better. Adding authentication, I use the chat URL, but it didn't work, shows error. Yeah, I'll have to just quickly check back. Okay, I've never added authentications, but it did work for me. On my MacBook, I tested it, I think, a week ago by adding credentials. It did work for me. So what you can do is, Manish or who's asking the doubt, anyone who's asking the doubt, I think Manish only, right? You can connect on LinkedIn. If you want my LinkedIn ID, let me just search for it once. It is very simple. It's my name and surname, GAURAVLOTEY 37. Let me just paste the LinkedIn ID once in the chat. Yeah, I'm always welcoming everyone on LinkedIn. More than happy to be support. That's my question also. Send us. Yes. There you go, people. All right. Let us stop here. Thank you all. Tata. Bye bye. Sayonara. See you all in the next session.